Hello, Space Watchers, and welcome back to Colorado. We are in the beautiful setting of Colorado Springs at the Broadmoor Hotel, and here with me there is an old friend of SpaceWatch.Global, Luca Rossettini, the CEO and co-founder of The Orbit. Luca, how are you doing?
Very well, and thank you for having me here.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure as usual. So, The Orbit has some fantastic news. A couple of months ago, you guys closed a 100 million in first closing in a Series C funding. So what does this mean for The Orbit? How are you planning to use this funding?
Well, so first of all, what it means is that it's not completed. So we are working on the second closing that should happen in a few months from now. The other meaning is that it took so long to get to this closing. You have no idea. The due diligence lasted more than a year. But we are very happy of the lead investor is amazing. And I think all the other shareholders that join the company in that, they are going to be very helpful. So how do we use the money?
Yeah.
Well, very simple. We have 3 lines of businesses. The transportation now, it's up and running. It's doing well. It keeps growing. So very little investment is going to do in order to keep developing the platforms, also according to the change that we see in the market. The second one is very interesting. We call it, generally speaking, we call it advanced services. So what you can generate when you have an infrastructure in orbit, as we have. Right? So which type of services you can build on top. Not alone, also using partners to do that. And one of these, it's very obvious, it's cloud computing. So connecting all these satellites that are capable of high computational capabilities, and then help the satellite operators to do a good job. So why cloud computing is important for us, not just for serving the satellite operators today, but also for the future, when we will have hundreds, even thousands of vehicles across the solar system. We will need to have a cloud computing systems in order to let them work in the best way possible. The other advanced service is in-orbit validation and demonstration. So we are living in a weird moment for the space sector. So the financial crisis had a very strong impact on the investments. So, and who's going to pay the bill is basically technology. Right? So young startups are struggling to raise capital and to go ahead. In the space in particular, even if you have the technology and it's not tested in orbit, validated in orbit, then you cannot sell it. And investors typically, they want to see
something that is already solid.
Exactly. So what we do, so we don't have a lot of capacity. So we hope that other players is going to follow this direction as well. And I know that there are at least a couple that are doing that. So we offer a couple of slots in our Ion. On every launch, and we validate technologies that in this case we validate technologies that is interesting for us, so either suppliers or potential customers of the future. But these companies immediately after testing the technology, they are capable of receiving requests for offers from their customers. So this is also something that we are working on. And the third line of business is in orbit servicing.
Of course,
it's highly strategic for the company. Very good market right now, existing market in GEO and incoming market in LEO, but especially when you own this type of capabilities, then you enable all the markets of the future. So, yeah.
So, Luca, The Orbit has been involved with the debris issue for many years, and at the Space Symposium here, the matter has been discussed, will be discussed several times. What is your position? What is The Orbit position when it comes to this matter?
Yeah, so I'm going to say something provocative now.
So that's why we interview him.
Yeah, so everybody is talking about removing space debris. Or getting rid of space debris. And I think it's not the right way of addressing the problem. First of all, we need to change the concept of space debris. Space debris is a resource, it's not a problem, because it's a lot of raw material that in the future could be recycled in orbit to produce new satellites directly in orbit. So now talking about orbital manufacturing is not science fiction as it was when we were talking years ago, right? So, but then you need raw materials. We keep bringing the raw materials from Earth, then it's not really a smart idea. So space debris, it's a resource, but then definitely if we go in this direction, then it doesn't make sense to remove space debris. We need to find a way to transport them into recycling stations in orbit. Now we have companies that are setting up warehouses in orbit that you can rent. You can build a factory inside. and why not go in this direction? So, and that's one element. So let's change the mindset about space debris. And the other one, unfortunately, on the short term, we have to deal with that, right? So this is what I said, very nice, cool, but it's not happening.
Doesn't work.
Yeah,
it doesn't
help, work today, right? So what do we do today? And today, actually, we have I think it's more a psychological barrier than a real barrier, because technologies are out there, and basically what we were saying before. So the perception of risk is different from the risk. So everybody, you talk to every company here at the Space Symposium, and they will tell you that, oh yes, we know space debris, it's a big problem. Okay, so everybody's aware of the risk, but what is the perception of the risk today? Very, very low. So until we match the perception with the risk, then it's going to be difficult. So, and that's also what I'm telling to all the startups that are working on like space debris mitigation solutions. And so they have to help changing this. So increasing the level of perception towards the real risk, that it's massive.
Sorry, we just had a little bit of an accident. We're going to pick up from here. Luca, last question. Why you're here? What do you expect from this Space Symposium?
Yeah, so, well, first of all, the first time that I came here, I decided not to come back. Because, I mean, not for the exhibition, but because the exhibition was not really aligned with what the orbit was doing. In reality, it's changed completely. Now it's one of the greatest exhibition that you can find in the space sector. And we come here because it's a very good place to meet all the companies that we are doing business with. So, and in some case, we also sign agreements here, and we give announcements of this agreement here. So, and our job is really walking around, talking to customers, and in some case also with some suppliers. I have like people from my team here to scout very good technologies that can improve our capabilities. And so at the end, that's the Space Symposium. And there's a third element that is very, very important. There are a lot of very good parties here, and these parties are amazing. So for those that actually are watching this and they are not coming to the Space Symposium, please do decide to come next year. So those parties are not to have fun, because it's a very good way to talk with people in a different way.
Yeah, you should not get drunk. Not too much, at least.
Not too much. Yeah,
just the right
you can
level.
have a drink, but and enjoy the parties and talk to people. Everybody here is very, very open and very curious. So
yeah, it's definitely the place to be, especially in the States, if you're interested in the American and in the international angle when it comes to space business, space economy. Luca, thank you so much for being here with me today. I wish you a fantastic Space Symposium, and I hope to see you again next year then.
Thank you. Yes, I'll be here.
Thank you very much. Space Watch out.